Hello, and welcome to the sixth episode of the Green Circle Salons Social Education Series. My name is Will Simpson, and I'm so excited to be coming to you live today from Vancouver, British Columbia, on behalf of the Green Circle Salons team. Every other Monday, we bring together experts and enthusiasts to talk about the things that matter most to our industry. As a zero waste to landfill and B Corp certified organization, these conversations are designed to help you run a more profitable, sustainable, and future-focused business. Our education is about living our values while delivering on what matters most for our industry, helping beauty professionals to be green, build revenue, save money, and gain clients. We're so excited to have you here on this journey with us. Today, we'll be speaking with Daniel Johnson, the co-founder of Southern California's Salon Chair Guys. Daniel and his business partner Brian have dedicated themselves to the goal of inspiring change in the way the beauty industry thinks about its equipment by providing salon chair repair as well as antique barber chair restoration. Salon Chair Guys also have a full line of cleaning products specifically designed for our industry. These eco-friendly and fragrance-free formulations are safe to use, but they're also effective in removing buildup while protecting vinyl, leather, metal, and chrome. What I love so much about the Salon Chair Guys is their ability to help preserve our industry's tradition through the thoughtful maintenance of its well-crafted furniture. As you'll hear shortly, in recent decades, there's been a movement towards creating furniture that's cheapened and built to last only a few years before needing replacement. The Salon Chair Guys advocate for thoughtful design, and that helps to reduce landfill waste over time, saving your bottom line as well as the planet in the process. So who better to have a conversation about sustaining our furniture with than the people who've made the products and have the formulations to be able to keep it functioning its best. Now, while I bring Daniel in, I want to ask you about your salon furniture. So what do you love about your salon furniture? What's the worst experience you've had with it? And when it comes to maintaining operations, what have you had challenges with in the past? How long has your chair been around? What's the oldest chair you've had? Drop us a line in the comments below so that we can get this conversation going. Now, while I'd like to bring Dan in, I also want to acknowledge that here in Vancouver, Green Circle Salons lives, learns, and gathers on the traditional unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Salon Chair Guys in San Diego, California, gather on the traditional territory of the Luiseno, Cahuilla, Cupeno, Kumeyaay, and Northern Diegueño First Nations. So Dan, give us a wave and let's bring you in. Hey!
Hey,
Hey, nice to see you, Daniel. Happy Monday.
how's it going?
Very well, thank you. How are things in Southern California?
It's pretty good. It's a little cloudy today. We're getting some rain finally, so that's pretty cool.
Very nice. Daniel, can I just get you to turn your volume down a little bit, just so we don't get any
Okay.
feedback from me talking here? Daniel's seen this before. He knows I like to chat. There we go. Can you still hear me? All good, Dan?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you have a really cool story about how you came into this industry, and I would love for you to share that with us all to kick things off.
Oh, well, I actually got into the industry because of my father. He started as a hairstylist, and he did hair for 20 years. He owned West Coast Beauty Hair Design here in San Diego, and me and him worked together, being a hair kid. I was always sweeping up hair or just standing under him watching him. I actually did some uh, processing and California curls growing up, and
Really?
yeah, helping rinse his clients and stuff like that. So I worked with him closely, and when our furniture used to break down in our salon, he would just get to it to try to fix it himself. He really didn't like the way that there wasn't that much support after you purchase furniture.
Hmm.
So after he retired from doing hair, he wanted to stay in the industry, and he had kind of built a small business repairing his friend's furniture in the industry in San Diego. So he took that and started affordable salon equipment repair. That was my freshman year in college, so I got a chance to still stay with him, working side by side, and also going to school. It was an opportunity for me and him to, get closer during my early adult years, and it was a great time for me. Um, After that, after college, I kind of moved out of San Diego. He stayed here and then retired, and in 2008. I came back to the city, and he made me promise that I would give it a shot to try to restart the business. And of course, like any kid, I didn't want to listen to him. I was like, "Yeah, Dad, whatever," But then he gave me a deadline. I was like, "All right, all right." So um, I got with my best friend at the time from college, Brian Moses, and we decided to reopen the business. We contacted his customers, this time under the name the Salon Chair Guys. And we started building a business from there, going one by one to everybody that we used to do business with and remind them that we still had the service available. So it's just a family thing. He had the insight to see a problem and to attack it, and he kind of paved the way for me and Brian to be able to do what we do today.
I
He's
love
since
that.
passed as well too, so this is very dear to me when it comes to this industry. It's kind of my memory to him, um,
That's very cool.
and what we do.
I love how our industry, and I guess especially the barber side, but in general the beauty industry has this lovely tradition of parents passing the salon or the barbershop on to their children. And so I love how that kind of translated into the furniture world too, and that you have this beautiful legacy of the carrying on that family tradition. That's very cool.
Oh,
So
thanks, Harvey.
now, Daniel, I know you and I have had these great conversations about the sort of the different ways that salon chairs are made. So, without slagging any brands, I guess, let's talk about the what you see when you open up a chair, because I think most people here they've only ever seen a chair from the outside, and you have a really unique understanding of the component parts and whether a chair is actually well made or not.
Well, definitely. What we see a lot of times, and it keeps us busy, but unfortunately, it's just not a good business model. A lot of mass-produced, inexpensive chairs have kind of flooded the market lately, and they're really lightweight chairs. The parts that they're made out of aren't sturdy. They're not made to last, and they're actually made with planned obsolescence. I think they are aware that the chairs will probably only last you 2 to 3 years, and then you'll be in a situation where you need to purchase more equipment, and that wasn't always the case. There are a lot of legacy companies that have built chairs that are still in operation 30, 40 years later. Belvedere Maletti, I mean, they build quality chairs, and you'll probably sell that chair when you sell your business, or if you pass your business down to your kids. That chair will still be there and it'll still be working. I think, that's one of the main things that we see. And then also with the chairs that are cheaply made. What we mean by planned obsolescence, for example, is they have like these rubber seals on the inside, and it's a small. This is like a broken one, but it's a small round seal. So when the piston drops down, when you lower your client, it just kind of bangs up against this rubber seal over and over again. And
Hmm.
so over time, what will happen is that seal will break up into little particulates, and it will get into the hydraulic fluid. And so when you pump your chair, if you notice you pump it and you feel a stutter, or you feel like a grinding within the fluid, that's basically that rubber seal breaking up. Now, it used to be made out of metal, like a metal spring that would just kind of catch it and spring it. But now it's just rubber, and that rubber gets in there, and after 2 years, I mean, the chair is pretty much kaput. And so it's things like that, like little small things that we're seeing that these fly-by-night companies are cutting corners, and they're costing the industry a lot of money, and a lot of this stuff ends up in the back of an alley somewhere. Like the chairs, there's no really good way to dispose of them. Hydraulic fluid is toxic. I mean, so that goes to a landfill. I mean, it's a I guess an aggregate of different things that we're seeing. I think the best way to protect against that is to do research, and we can talk a little bit more about that later
Yeah.
today.
So again, for those who are tuning in here, we'd love to hear from you. You know, what have your experiences been? Have you had this experience that Dan's talking about, where you're pumping and it's got that stutter, or have you had a situation where you bought a chair and 3 years later you had to toss it because it was as he said, planned to be obsolete after a certain amount of time? We'd love to hear from you. Um, Conversely, if you've had a chair for 20 or 30 years, or you bought a salon that already had equipment and it's doing well, we'd love to hear about that as well, because really what we're trying to do is we're trying to look at furniture from the perspective of environmentalism. Again, Salon Chair Guys have this really strong sustainability mandate kind of baked into their identity, which is, I think you're going to tell us a little bit about it, Daniel, but love your chair, right? This idea that your chair is actually built to serve you and to serve your clients for much longer than just a few years, right? So maybe,
Definitely.
yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the Love Your Chair campaign?
Okay. Well, for us, love your chairs it's a lot of things, but mostly it's kind of our mantra. We came up with the phrase "love your chair" because we wanted to inspire barbers and stylists to appreciate the chair that they have. We always say, like, work with the chair you have until you get the chair that you want. But your chair is it's not just an inanimate object; it's an icon within our industry, and it's just as important as your shears or your clippers. I mean, it's a constant. It's always there. It's there for you when you go to work. I mean, as far as from your client's perspective, it's probably the best part of their day. It's a safe space for them where they can discuss things that they would normally not have an opportunity to discuss. And if you can't afford therapy, I mean, the closest thing you could probably do is go get a haircut. So, I mean, it's a really sacred space, and I think it should be appreciated that way. And so, in taking that further, just learning basic maintenance that you can do for yourself about it to maintain it, and just make sure that you use your purchasing power to try to, protect yourself and your investment and hold off some of these companies with some of this cheap stuff.
Yeah.
But and also, love your chair. We um we have a volunteer a community service group in San Diego with barbers and stylists. So we've done haircuts for kids. We've done free backpacks full of school supplies. We did SD Barber Fest where we also gave away backpacks and haircuts. So we kind of use that as a title for when we do projects in San Diego to help give back. So it's actually a community group on Facebook, Love Your Chair, where you can join if you're in the San Diego area and you want to volunteer some of your time to try to help children in need. But honestly, it's just trying to put heart, try to connect an emotion to the chair, just to realize it's an important thing. It's not just a piece of furniture.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, chairs, like you said, chairs are where people share themselves. Really, it's where memories are made. It's where a lot of healing happens, and a lot of I guess good conversation. And we can't just look at it as a piece of furniture, because it serves more than just that utilitarian purpose, right?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
for those who are just tuning in, we've got Daniel from Salon Chair Guys, Southern California outfit that does salon furniture and barber chair restoration and maintenance. You also have a line of products that's available for purchase on Amazon. And I think later on, for those who are tuning in, we are going to be sharing a promo code to get you a special deal. Now, you were saying, there's a few things that people can do. Maybe just give us like a quick rundown. What are the top three things, Dan, if you were at a salon owner or a barbershop owner, what would be the top three things that you could do without having a lot of understanding of hydraulics and maintenance in order to preserve the life of your furniture?
Okay, I would say the first thing would be every 6 months, if you could just grab a screwdriver or a drill and just go through and just tighten all of the Phillips head screws.
Hmm.
You would probably start, tilt your chair over. It's okay to tilt your chair a little bit, and then you tighten up the screws on your armrest, on your footrest, on the plate at the bottom of the chair, and just make sure that it stays sturdy because people getting in and out of it is gonna, make those screws loosen up some. I guess the second thing would probably be to make sure that when you put your client in your chair, that you have your chair at its lowest position. This is something that's kind of overlooked, but since there's hydraulic seals in there, these little rubber seals that hold pressure, if you have a client sit in the chair when the chair is not at its lowest position, then the weight of them just sitting down abruptly could easily pop one of these seals. I mean, these seals are probably rated for like 200, 250 pounds, but the force of someone sitting down fast combined with how much they weigh could easily go over that amount. So make sure your clients sit down at the lowest position. And I guess the third one would be to wipe down your chairs, um, either with our product or any eco-friendly product. But to make sure that you that you look out for product buildup, because once you get hairspray buildup and shampoo buildup or on your vinyl and on your armrest, it'll slowly start to eat away at the vinyl, and it will get dry, start to crack and to peel, and then you'll either need to replace the upholstery on that chair or purchase a new chair. So those would be my top three things surrounding a chair. And just to add a fourth one, I would also say to look out for your vacuum breakers on your shampoo bowls. Sometimes when your shampoo bowl loses pressure, I know EcoHeads is a really good product that works well with um, shampoo bowls and establishing really good pressure. But sometimes your vacuum breakers are there, and the loss of pressure might be because they are faulty. They can build up with calcium buildup from the water going through, and they help prevent um, any type of contamination from the product you're using while shampooing to get back into your water supply. So it helps stop the water from backing back into the system. But yeah, you can just check that out, and you just make sure it's tight, it's not loose on the bowl. So this is something to look out for.
Cool. So, so just to recap, number one would be make sure you tighten all of the screws that are visible, the Phillips head screws,
Yes,
arm rests, and sort of throughout the unit. Number two would be make sure that you're seating your clients at the ground level and not at a raised position
yes.
to help support those hydraulics. Number three is make sure you're wiping down your furniture. Shout out to Salon Chair Guys furniture cleaner, which is available on Amazon. Eco-friendly, safe to use, and safe for all different surfaces. And if not that, then another, as you said, another eco-friendly cleaner that would be safe on those surfaces, but also safe when it's going back into the environment. Um, and then lastly, check your vacuum breakers. And you gave a great shout out there to EcoHeads, which I just want to say for those who haven't checked it out. The Social Education Series episode 2 was with Sustain Beauty Co. And that's the group that brought us EcoHeads, the Ping Color Mixer, Bang Face Shields, and a number of other products that are actually, sustainably sourced, designed to help with your profitability, but also with the planet in mind. So if you haven't checked out that episode, episode 2 of the Social Education Series, you can go to the Green Circle IGTV channel, and you can see that as well. And there's some great tips and tricks for EcoHeads, which I appreciate you giving them a shout out, Dan. Another
Oh yes, awesome
Southern
product.
California group.
Oh yes, awesome product. I mean, they're here in San Diego, I believe, and they do really good work. So
Yeah, awesome.
especially their foils, they have paper foils. I mean, those are nice. I mean, they
Yeah,
have a lot
paper,
of.
not foil. Yeah, yeah. So I want to ask this question to Dan, but I also want to ask everybody who's tuned in, uh, what's the oldest chair? If you're tuning in, what's the oldest chair you own or you've ever used? And for Daniel, what's the oldest chair you've ever worked on?
The oldest chair we've ever worked on was a 1895 Koken. It
Wow.
was a wooden and brass chair. It was actually the client who owned it. Her grandfather used to cut her hair, and she had memories of her grandfather cutting her hair in that chair. And so she's had the chair in storage, and it was in
Okay.
really bad shape. You can see pictures of it on our website. And so we took the job of trying to put it back together for her. And I mean, it was a really complicated job. It was, first of all, the fabric was mole hair, which,
I'm sorry, was
I
it
mean,
mole hair?
yes, yes, it was mole hair.
Wow.
So that was interesting to us just to start off, because
Yeah.
I had never done work with mole hair before. So we
Sure.
had to break all of that down. I mean, there was hair in it, which I'm sure was from at least 100 years ago. But
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it was 1895 is the oldest chair that we've touched so far.
How cool is that?
Um, but it was really good, because she wanted it as a showpiece, and a lot of our customers for our restoration side aren't, necessarily practically using the equipment. They just wanted to show off. We had another customer who his grandfather sold broken eggs, and I didn't even think that was a job, but I guess back in the days when eggs were broken, you would, give them to a guy and he would go around from bakery to bakery and sell the broken eggs so they can use them that day in the bakery.
Huh.
So he was an immigrant. He came over. That's the only job you can get was selling broken eggs. He took the broken egg money, bought his first barber chair, which was a Koken, 1921, and he supported his family off of that chair. And his grandson wanted to have the chair showcased in his home here in La Jolla. So we went and we actually picked up the chair and took it back and reassembled it in his basement, and it was a tribute to his grandfather, and
Wow.
how he appreciated his grandfather's start in life and how it brought him to his point in life. So there's a lot of history that we get to hear about these chairs, and that's the part that really makes us take these chairs a little bit more seriously than just furniture, because we get to hear people talk about how important this symbol is to their family or to their family's prosperity, or just the opportunities that they've been able to squeeze out of this chair. So I mean, there's some bigger story to be told about salon furniture.
Yeah. That's incredible. I love what you said about, like finding hair that's 120 years old in the
Yeah,
furniture that you're restoring. It's like an archaeological dig while
yeah,
you're going through it.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that stuff is nasty, but it's cool. Like when you like that chair, we flipped it when we flipped the seat over, and we found like a label that said what year it was manufactured, from 1921. Um, and so you get to see that history, and it had like where they they burnt in the year on the
Wow.
wood on the bottom, so it is like an archaeological dig or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very cool. So we got Shannon Ray here asking. She's opening a salon this spring, and she's been torn on whether to buy used chairs or all new. And she said, if looking for used, what do you look out for?
Um, if you're looking at for used chairs, I would first, I guess, start from the top. We would look at the what condition the vinyl is in, and you can just you can pinch the vinyl and you can tell the thickness and the quality of the vinyl. If it's really really thin and brittle, then you just be aware that you might have to replace the vinyl. Um, from there, I mean, you want to see how sturdy the chair is by rocking it a little bit. Make sure, once you sit down in it, that the platter isn't cracked. And if the platter is cracked, you'll notice that you'll kind of sit to the side a little bit. So, like you'll need a V8 or something. So you'll feel the tilt. So make sure that it's centered. Um, the weight of the chair as well. You want to get a chair that's going to be sturdy. You want a chair that when your clients sit in, that they won't feel like they're going to tip over when you pump it up to its highest height. So you want a wide platter, and you want, like I said, a sturdy, heavy chair. Of course, pumping it up, make sure that it pumps up in a smooth motion. Pump it up slowly. I know we're kind of used to just pumping up real fast, but give it like slow strokes, just so you can feel if there's any type of particulates in the hydraulic fluid
Mm.
that will make it stutter. If you feel that, then you'll know that that particular chair is probably going to have some hydraulic problems either in the future or probably has some at that point.
That's great.
And
So
then
actually, sorry, while we're on that, we had another comment. Somebody named Cheeky Vaughn says my chair makes a bit of a groan when I lower it when somebody's sitting in it, and so they're curious what does that mean if it's making that groan when it's coming down?
well, I guess that really depends. Sometimes just the pressure releasing from the hydraulic fluid will just make it kind of like make a hum or something when it comes down. I guess what you would look for in a failing hydraulic seal is if when you pump someone up and you hear it kind of knock, like and drop at the same time. So when it just kind of drops, drops, drops,
Mm-hmm.
drops. And so it's not a smooth motion where the fluid is kind of dropping, but it's more of a notching. I don't know how to describe that, but
I've sat in that chair, Daniel. It's not a
oh,
great
you have,
experience.
yeah, you sit in and there's ta-da,
Yeah.
ta-da. And then yeah, within 10 minutes you're back on the floor. So yeah, that's so just because it's making a noise, I mean, unless it's like incredibly like the noise might be the cap on top of the hydraulic pump as well, because if the cap, there's a little screw on the cap. If the screw is not tightened completely on the cap, then the side of the cap will rub up against the piston when it comes down, and then that will make like a squeaky noise. So it might not be anything serious. You might just need to adjust the cap to make sure that it's not, rubbing against the piston when it lowers down into the chair. But then, that's something you can easily look underneath and you can tell, like, just wiggle your cap. If the cap is too loose, get a Phillips head screwdriver, tighten it really quick, and make sure that it's, centered with the piston. And I hope that helps.
Now, also, it's worth mentioning if you're anywhere in Southern California, just call Daniel because they service actually the majority of California, right? I think, did you tell me from San Francisco south?
Well, we've gone as far as San Francisco, but
Yeah.
Los Angeles definitely. We've done some work in Las Vegas, probably the furthest we've gone. A lot of our clients, for our barber chair restorations, will ship the chairs from other states, and we'll do the work and ship it back to them. But these are more of the restorations on old school chairs. But we mostly Southern California. You can give us a call, and I mean, we answer emails all day long. So if you have a question, just send us a question, and we'll shoot you an answer. If we can help, we can help, and if not, if not. We don't really mind just kind of lending our time to an email to give you some knowledge.
I love that because it's really about the mission more than the sale, right?
Yeah, I mean, what else do we have to do? Just be nice, right? Like, yeah.
So Daniel, aside from emailing you, like if somebody is in Canada, because
And my brother as well. I just want to, Brian, my brother, my business partner, good friend. I mean, he in San Diego, especially during COVID, because I have a respiratory issue. So during COVID, he's been doing a lot of the work himself. So I just want to give a shout out to him.
Brian Moses.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hopefully tuned in. Actually, he's probably working so that we can do this, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So for those salons that we have in Canada that maybe would struggle to ship the chair across the border, short of emailing you and getting recommendations from you, what do you recommend for people who aren't able to use the Salon Chair Guys for maintenance?
There are some videos on YouTube that if you search, you can find. We're actually thinking about creating a lot of videos that would help just basic maintenance. Unfortunately, salon equipment repair is not a big gig around the country. I mean, there's maybe 2 or 3 of us that I've found. And there's a few barber chair restoration places that do really nice work. JJ Designer does nice work. There's a guy in Texas who does really nice work. Mr. B on the East Coast is probably the best knowledge base that you could find. He has years of experience. Um, but unfortunately, I mean, we're kind of few and far between. So
Yeah. And I think this is why it's so important to bring this conversation forward so that we can start to change how these products are being, built so that there's more intention behind the building of them, and so that we can also start to create more of a legacy in terms of how they get maintained in the future.
definitely, I think and I totally understand it. I mean, stylists and barbers, you're artists. I mean, you put your passion into creation. So, looking at a chair and screwing a screw is like, I'll get to it. But if you wanted to approach it from a sustainable mindset, then just learning the basics about maintaining your equipment can go a long way in saving you money, keeping our equipment out of landfills, and just overall providing a better service. So
Yeah.
I encourage anyone to give it a shot, and like I said, ask us. We'll give you an answer, and maybe we'll be able to get some type of video or something together that we can teach the basics to everyone. So
Awesome. And we should also mention that Green Circle Salons and the Salon Chair Guys are actually consulting with Belvedere Maletti on the construction of a green salon chair. So something that's actually built with sustainability in mind from the very design stage. They do currently have some sustainable furniture, but I think what we're planning is going to be kind of far and away the most sustainable salon chair ever made. And so this is something that I know really gets Daniel excited, and likewise for me. This idea that there can be purpose-built furniture specific to our industry, and really based on a certain set of values that can continue to deliver over time. So stay tuned for that. Daniel, before we let you go, I know you wanted to share a promo code, and of course we'll reshare this. But for anybody who's wondering about what does it mean to actually have proper furniture cleaners, I think you've got something up your sleeve for them.
yes, we have our salon furniture cleaner set. So we have our salon chair cleaner, which is our HSR #1 hairspray remover, and we produced this to break up hairspray and product buildup that builds up on the back of your chair that starts cracking, or you see it on the arms of your chair. It'll start to get kind of grimy, and that stuff is hard to break up, especially that hairspray liquid. So that's really good. We have our leather and vinyl cleaner and our chrome cleaners. Um, and our leather and vinyl cleaner is good for in-between clients, just to wipe down the chair to make sure that it's clean and fresh for your next client. It's not a harsh chemical, so it's not going to expose you or your client to harsh chemicals, and it's not going to delaminate your furniture because it's, once again, it's eco-friendly. And our chrome cleaner breaks up dirt and hydraulic oil as well. You can find these actually at Belvedere Maletti on their website. They're available from Buy Right Beauty as well, and on Amazon. If you like to shop on Amazon, you can actually get our gallons on Amazon, which is really great. It's probably the best value, and it'll last the longest. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can use promo code EcoClean10 on Amazon, and that'll get you 10% off. And then we already have a coupon that's active on Amazon as well. So, I mean, we encourage you to take a look at the product. It's a genuine product that's made from our heart. I mean, I have, like I said earlier, I have respiratory problems, so I was looking for an alternative to cleaning with, because I constantly, I'm working with chairs all day, and I'm constantly using these chemicals, and
Yeah.
it was just becoming to the point where I need to find something else. I found an answer, and we really liked it enough that we decided to market it. So that's our cleaner. I appreciate everyone taking the time to take a look at it, and this opportunity. Will, I do appreciate that as well.
Well, like I keep saying to you, Daniel, we really believe that, um, you know, businesses or organizations that are aligned in values, we stand to really make the most significant change when we all get together. And that's why we work with Vish. That's why we work with Sustain Beauty Co., Salon Chair Guys, because, ultimately the mission doesn't end with waste recovery. It doesn't end with your salon sprayer. We really need to think about this in terms of a 360 approach. And so, of course, why wouldn't that include your furniture as well?
Yes,
So,
definitely.
just before we say goodbye to you, Daniel, you've seen these before, I think, and we like to end every session with a little segment we call the green tea, which is where you drop a truth bomb or a knowledge nugget about the world you inhabit. So, as the salon furniture expert, I'm curious, what can you tell us? What's the green tea?
All right, so I don't know if you watch Desus and Mero, but so this is kind of like hot goss, right? Like, you want me to drop some hot gossip? I was thinking, well, first I would say, just, just, I guess I want to be direct about the cheap equipment. Like, I know it's easy to go on Amazon and pick up a chair for $99. And it's, and definitely if you're in a position where that's what you can afford, start there. But I also want you to be aware that, this is an investment in your future and your business's future,
Mm-hmm.
and in the future of the planet. So, take consideration that that chair is probably not going to last, and you're going to have no alternative but to throw it away at some point. And that chair, a whole chair is going to be thrown away. So just I just encourage you to do research and find quality furniture companies like Belvedere Milletti. And there's not just them, of course, there's Collins and other ones, but Belvedere Milletti definitely makes quality chairs, and they already approach it from an eco-friendly standpoint where they use repurposed metals already. They have a design, recycled plastics and stuff like that on some of their chairs. But definitely just make sure that that's one of the things that you do. Be conscious about how you purchase your chairs. Now, as far as hot gossip, now I debated whether I'm going to say this, but I think I'm just going to go ahead.
Give it to
At
us.
the beginning, at the beginning of this pandemic, I think there was a lot of fear. We didn't know what we were doing, and so it was encouraged by certain, by companies in the industry to just kind of douse your entire salon in ammonia and alcohol, and that's the only way you could be safe. But I think a year later, it's time to be practical about what we're using to clean. Of course, you need disinfectants. Of course, you need to be sanitary. As far as your chairs are concerned, once or twice a day at the beginning of your day and the end of the day, disinfect your chairs. But between clients is and using harsh chemicals is not safe for you or safe for your client, to constantly be in contact with. That's just there's no need to just wipe everything all day long.
Right.
And so just think about it. I'm not making any accusations. I'm just saying I think it's now time to rethink what we're exposing ourselves to out of fear. And a lot of that's, even the EPA says soap and water will be just fine to be able to clean in between clients. So even if you don't use our cleaner, soap and water is just as well to try to remove any type of contaminants. So that's my hot goss. You don't need to kill yourself with harsh cleaners every day.
Very good. Well, listen, thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us. Again, it's the Salon Chair Guys. Check them out on Amazon. Check them out on Buy Right or Belvedere Milletti. We've got Abby G. Funk saying the cleaner is amazing. I use it on everything. And so with that, we've got an endorsement from the audience here. So good to talk to you, Daniel. I'm sure we're going to do it again, and we look forward to collaborating with you on the Green Salon Chair project in the future.
Thank you. I look forward to that. I really do.
Awesome. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon, Dan.
All right, you too. Have a great day.
So there we have it. There's the hot goss from the Salon Chair Guys. We saw a couple comments in there towards the end around using eco-friendly products and what's required for a disinfectant. There are some really good products out there that are safe for killing coronavirus specifically. So if you've got a health board or a health inspector that's really keen on ensuring that there's something that is a tuberculocidal or a coronavirus killer, then there are products out there. The Salon Chair Guys products are specific for cleaning and removing buildup. So that's not what you're going to be looking for disinfectant, but in your cleaning prior to disinfecting, absolutely that's a great eco-friendly and safe to use solution for your products. So thank you all so much for joining us today. This is, I think, a really important talk that we had with Daniel. And we hope that you'll continue to tune in so that we can journey down the pathway to sustainability together. Join us on February 8th, that's 2 Mondays from today, where we're going to be speaking with Steve Reese, the Chief Revenue Officer from Salon Interactive. Now, this is a platform that seamlessly connects beauty brands, distributors, salons, and their guests with a simple e-commerce solution that really takes the power back from big box groups like Amazon. For those who are wondering about opening up their first e-store or wondering if there's a better solution for online product sales, this conversation was absolutely for you. We know that in 2021, beauty business survival is going to take everything we've got. So we're here for you. We've got your back. Until then, be safe, stay green, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Social Education Series. Thank you.